Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality back with you here today to go over an article that's kind of an intersection of two things that are near and dear to me. So we have the politics part and the sports part. I did read this article the day it came out. This is a few days later that I'm actually recording this, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to remember from it, but I thought it was pretty interesting to go over. So articles from PJ Media dated April 20th and says, "This is your city on leftism. Oakland to lose its last major sports franchise as athletics shift to Vegas." So the article goes and says the Oakland Athletics, who claim to be a Major League Baseball team, mainly because they've sucked for a while. They've had a year here or two here and there that they've been pretty good at, but otherwise, yeah, they haven't been very good. So they announced Wednesday, so that would have been April 19th. So the A's have signed a binding agreement to purchase land for a future ballpark in Las Vegas. We realize this is a difficult day for our Oakland fans, all five of them. Oh, continuing with the snark, all right. It says, and community. It says Oakland Mayor is it Tao? Sorry if I got the name wrong. So Sheng Tao underlined the team's statement by revealing that the city was ceasing negotiations with the A's on a new ballpark. And I think if I remember correctly, that's been a huge reason why the A's have been looking to move for a while now, is because they just aren't getting a new ballpark. And frankly, I'm not sure why they would, to be perfectly honest. But okay. So the move is going to take a while. So the A's don't expect to be playing in Vegas until the 2027 season. So we got a few years. But it does appear certain that Oakland is about to lose its third and last major sports franchise. As the NBA's Golden State Warriors crossed the bay to San Francisco in 2019. I actually don't even remember that. That's how out of touch I am with at least the NBA. So I don't remember that. And then the NFL's Oakland Raiders fled to Vegas following year. I do know that. So the A's statement noted that they've been trying without success to get a new stadium in Oakland. Yep. Oh, here's what I was alluding to before. It says, for more than 20 years, the A's have focused on securing a new home for the club and have invested unprecedented time and resources for the past 6 years to build a ballpark in Oakland. Even with support from fans, leaders at the city, county, and state level, and throughout the broader community, the process to build a new ballpark in Oakland has made little forward progress for some time. We've made a strong and sincere effort to stay here. They've been trying to get permission to build a deluxe new ballpark at Howard Terminal on the Bay, as the rival Giants did so successfully with Oracle Park in San Francisco. Tao, however, disputed that the team had been operating in good faith, saying, "I am deeply disappointed that the A's have chosen not to negotiate with the city of Oakland as a true partner in a way that respects the long relationship between the fans, the city, and the team. The city has gone above and beyond in our attempts to arrive at mutually beneficial terms to keep the A's in Oakland. In the last 3 months, we've made significant strides to close the deal, yet it is clear to me that the A's have no intention of staying in Oakland and have simply been using this process to try and extract a better deal out of Las Vegas. I am not interested in continuing to play that game. The fans and our residents deserve better." Well, I mean, I understand a team playing both sides of it. I mean, I get that, but, is maybe unethical as it is, I understand it. It says, Tao could be right. A's owner John Fisher is a billionaire, but when it comes to his baseball team, he is parsimonious in the extreme. A's fans have grown dispirited, seeing the organization again and again build a good playoff-level team, only to trade off all the players once they're able to command large contracts. And that's been a thing with the A's for, oh dear God, 25, 30 years? And I mean, that's not even an exaggeration. I mean, think about the book and movie Moneyball. I think that was for the 2002 A's team that was, it had to have been the 2002 A's team that was about, because I remember reading that book at my best friend's bachelor party on a flight, and that was in 2004. So I think it was 2002 that Moneyball took place, or for the 2002 A's, and that was even a situation. The whole reason that book and that movie became popular was because the A's had to sell off, or not sell off, but they had to, the three best players on the team were becoming free agents, so they're just allowed to leave. And the A's needed to replace their production somehow, and that's what the whole story of Moneyball is. And I would highly recommend the book and the movie. They're both excellent, though. The movie, of course, takes some deviations from the book, which is understandable, but the book is excellent. So just if you like statistics and things like that, and just a good story, read the book. Again, it's an excellent book. So let's see here. Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, here we go. It says it is likely that Fisher and his cohorts bear a lot of the blame for the demise of Major League Baseball in Oakland, but there is no doubt whatsoever that, despite Tao's indignant protestations, the city bears a great deal of responsibility as well. So we're probably going to come to the political part now. It says, after all, it isn't just Fisher. The city has now lost 3 major sports franchises within the span of 5 years, and that takes some doing. The author says, when I lived in the Bay Area, the Oakland Coliseum was, minority view here, quite appealing, with a fine view of the Oakland Hills until 1995, when the infamous Mount Davis luxury boxes were built to accommodate the Raiders. The neighborhood around the park was quiet and pleasant, and the A's on a sunny Saturday afternoon was a marvelous day out. But in June 2017, I took a trip down memory lane and went back. The area had deteriorated markedly. Waiting for an Uber after the game was a dangerous adventure in a dirty and dingy area. Going to the Coliseum was now more risky than pleasant. Rising crime and homelessness have made whole sections of Oakland areas that most people prefer to avoid. I mean, San Francisco is right across the bay, so I imagine a lot of what's happening there is just bleeding into Oakland, but Oakland seems to certainly have its own problems. I almost went there, in 2010, and I would have actually gone to San Francisco at the same time. My old roommate moved out there to San Francisco, or to the San Francisco area, I should say. I don't remember exactly where, but I had bought tickets for us to go see an A's game and a Giants game, and unfortunately I had, my grandma passed away right before I was supposed to go, so I had to stay behind, and I couldn't go on the trip. I had to cancel everything. But I wish I did go, just to, because at that point, being a massive baseball fan, I was like, if I had a chance to go see a baseball game in a stadium in a city that I'm not normally in, because I'm in the Chicago suburbs, so naturally I've been to Wrigley Field and whatever the hell they're calling the eyesore at the other side of the other side of the city. I wanted to go see those games. So it sucks that the area has turned into what it is, but yeah, I can't blame people for not wanting to go there now. So the article continues, says clearly the A's couldn't stay in their deteriorating Oakland neighborhood, which has doubtless gotten worse, or much worse, since 2017, but the leftists who run the city made the search for a new ballpark a Kafkaesque adventure in bureaucratic hurdles, making the team jump through a dizzying number of hoops. After spending years attempting to certify that its new ballpark wouldn't harm the environment or increase global warming or heighten racial inequalities or offend transgenders or whatever, the A's have given up and set their sights on the more business-friendly environment of Vegas. Yeah, because I think Vegas just gives a shit about making money and, the end. Whereas if trying to build a new stadium in California is probably, like it says here, probably a bureaucratic nightmare. Anyway, it says, if the current regulations and restrictions had been in place throughout the existence of California, it never would have become an economic powerhouse in the first place, and as long as they're in place, it won't continue to be one indefinitely. The departure of the A's from Oakland mirrors the general exodus from a state that leftism has picked clean. It's a sorry end to a magnificent legacy. I'll never forget Vida Blue, Catfish Hunter, Ken Holtzman, who is also a Cub, and actually I graduated high school with his daughter. Raleigh Fingers and the other Oakland A's heroes heroes of my youth, but that was a very different time, both in Oakland and in the entire United States. And that's the end of the article. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the A's have, not had the biggest following there for a long time, and like the article says, there's been numerous instances of they've gotten good players, put out solid teams, been playoff contenders a number of times, and then the team's just we can't afford to keep these players, so they walk or they have to trade them away, and then it's the you can insert right here the Rob Schneider meme of, oh no, we suck again, for years, and so people just kind of get turned off by that, and then you add into the fact that California largely, and then the city across the bay, San Francisco, to a much more specific thing, have become just hellholes of leftist ruination, and people aren't going to want to go to a neighborhood that's like a crime-ridden place to go see a game. They just aren't going to want to do that. There's a reason people love places like a Wrigley Field, which is in just a regular neighborhood, even though it's in Chicago, which isn't the safest place, but it's in just a regular neighborhood where people could hang out and just, have a good time. But if you have to go somewhere that's dangerous, and it's dangerous to walk in and out of the place, and especially at night, people aren't going to want to go. So yeah, I doubtless that this is a combination of leftist policies and just the stuff going on in MLB with the A's just trying to get a new stadium and just been unable to do it because of their franchise history. So the A's franchise now will be on to, what is this? in the history of the team. Was it Philadelphia they started in, then went to Milwaukee, right? Yeah. No, Kansas City. I'm sorry. Milwaukee was the Braves. It was Philadelphia, Kansas City, then Oakland, and now Vegas. So they're going to their fourth city. So, yeah. Unfortunately, this is the way things happen. So I guess we'll see the Las Vegas A's or whatever the heck. Maybe they'll change their name to something else when they move to Vegas in a few years. But I guess we just got to wait and see. So comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.